Welcome back for a pre-job Mela training for minorities. I'm Rajendra here. Now we discussed on conditional statements just now. Now we are talking about the looping statements. Okay, uh, uh, conditional statements means if else if ladder switch statement, these are or comes under the switch statement conditional statements. Now we are talking about the looping statements. I forgot one conditional statement, that is switch statements in a conditional statement. That is, if we discuss this one, it will be finished. If else example for the if else means if condition statement 1 else statement 2. This is a syntax for the if else. I will write one simple example for the if else statement, that is hash include stdio.h hash include conio.h void main if for example int a equal to 4, if a percentile 2 double equal to 0, then statement printf it is even number. Else you have to observe this program in interview round. You may be asked, you will be asked at least one program you need to write. They may ask, so better you try to, if any program means you just write a simple program. If they ask any logic, on that logic point of view you need to write the program. Here I am writing the whether the given number is even number or not. Okay, even number means we know that it should be divisible, must the divisor it should be divisible by 2. So now it is that number is divisible by 2, else printf it is odd number. Okay, this is the, here we are using the if and else. Here we are using the variable declaration initialization, that is 4 is assigned to variable a. If means here a means 4 is percentile 2. 4 percentile 2 means 2 to the 4, which your remainder is 0. So it is condition becomes true. So whenever the condition becomes true, now the if part, if body of the if body is printed on the screen, that is it is a even number. Okay. For example, if this is 5, if a is 5, now 5 percentile 2, remainder is not 0. So this is false, it becomes false, it becomes false. Whenever the condition becomes false, control comes to the else part. Control comes to the else part. Whenever the condition becomes false, now the control comes to the else part. This is known as the else part. Now the output is, it is a odd number, not even number. This is the example for the if else. Next, else if ladder. Else if ladder means if condition 1 statement 1 else if statement 2 statement condition 2 statement 2, else if condition 3, statement 3, else statement 4. Statement 4. Now just look at this else if ladder. When we go for the else if ladder, else if more number of conditions are involved, then we go for the else if. If more number of conditions are involved, here there are 3 conditions are there. So now we have to go for the else if. So first condition is, if the first condition is satisfied, now the control comes to the statement 1. Statement 1 only. The remaining statements are skipped. Only statement 1 is executed. If the condition 1 is false, if the condition 1 is false, now the control comes to else part. Else part. Now the condition 2 is checked. Condition 2 is checked. If the condition 2 is true, if the condition 2 is true, this else parts are skipped. This else parts are, else ifs are skipped. Only statement 2 is executed. Only statement 2 is executed. If the condition 2 is also false, now the control comes to else part. Else if means condition 3 is executed. Condition 3 is executed. If the condition 3 is true, this statement is executed. This statement 3 is executed. Okay. If the condition 3 is false, condition 3 is false, only statement 4 is executed. When all the conditions are becomes false, then only else part is executed. Then only else part is executed. If the first condition is true, remaining else conditions are not executed. Remaining else parts, else if conditions are not executed. Okay. Next, switch statement. So when do we go for this switch statement? If more number of else if statements are involved, it leads to confusions to the programmer. When more number of if statements are involved, else if statements are involved, then it leads to confusions to the programmer. So better to write the switch statements. Better to write the switch statements. So switch statement syntax is switch condition or any expression, opening braces, case, label, colon, here the statement, statement 1, break. You can write number of statements here. Case, label 2, okay, break. At last default we have to write default statement 3. Statement 2. Statement 3, like this. Okay. Why should we write the default? means it is just like a else part. If all the cases are, if all the cases are not matched, then else means a default statement is executed. Always a default statement block should be the end. We have to keep it as it in end, but not the first. So, here we see the example, then you can understand the switch statement. Example program for switch statement. Program for switch statement. Now, I want to display the 1 to 5 numbers. Display display the any weekends or colors. Hash include stdio.h, hash include .h, void main, char ch, printf, enter any character, scanf, %lc, ampersand ch, switch of ch. Now, I started the switch case. Case R, or else I am writing the two cases here. One is capital R or small r. It has to display the printf red color. If I enter the R, it has to display red color. Okay. For every case, break is mandatory. Break keyword is a compulsory. Break just we have discussed that break is a jump statement. Whenever the break is executed, control comes out of the block. Next case, next what I entered W, case W. Now it has to display printf white color, break. You can add number of cases, no problem, single case or number of case, next and so and so. You can write up to any colors. Okay. Next I want to write, if I enter some other number, it has to come default that is printf invalid character. So, here this is break is optional, here the break is optional. End of the switch case, This is the example program for the switch case. For example, I entered R, enter any character, means R is read and stored into variable ch, R is read into ch. So, now the ch is R, here ch means what? R. In which case it is matched, this is a matched case R, this R is matched here. So, this red color is printed on the screen, this break means control comes out of the switch case, remaining cases are omitted, ignored, skipped. Okay. For example, I entered here K, K is stored into ch, K is stored into CH. Okay. Now the switch of K. Now the control matches whether this is not matched. Now the control comes to this one. Case this is also not matched. Next, it is also not matched. It is also not matched. Control comes. Default statement is executed, that is invalid character. Invalid character. There is no color for the K. So, it is a invalid character. So, this is the, and you have to, there are some rules are there for this switch statement. So, I can use a integer character for the switch variables, but I cannot use a floating point or double character or strings in switch case. In switch case, I cannot use a floating. Example, here I am writing, instead of character ch, I am writing float. No, it leads to error. Leads to error because floating point variables cannot be used for the switch case. Okay, only either integer okay, okay, character okay, but not the float, If I am writing the float or double, invalid. Here we will get the error. Here we will get the error. Here we will get the error because K is CH is a float. CH is a float, so it leads to error. It leads to error. And here also, I can use here for the case integer or character, but not, I cannot use the floating point here, case labels. For the case labels, I cannot use the float or strings. Example, here I am writing 1.2, it is error, it is okay. Next, case 3, it is also okay. Okay. Next, I am writing another case, color, it is error. Okay. For the case and the label should be one single space. I cannot use the without space. If you are writing case and between the any constant, then it leads to error. It leads to error. Case and label must be a single character, single space must be there, at least single space must be there, and case is a keyword. Case, break, switch, these are the keywords. Keywords means blindly remember it should be lowercase letters. Whenever it is a keyword, you have to write in a lowercase letter. You should not write the capital letter. Okay. For every case, default is not mandatory. For every case, default is not mandatory. Okay. But recommended is default, because that switch case is not matched. Default statements inside the default is executed. It is just like else part in the if condition. So, every if else can be replaced every switch statements can be replaced with if statements, but not vice versa. Yeah, default is also a keyword. Next, my another doubt is, if I am not writing the break statements in cases, what happens? It's a dangerous, because all the cases are executed. We won't get any error, but all the cases are executed. All the block of the statements are executed. Okay. Next we go for the looping statements. Next we go for the looping statements. What are looping statements? Looping statements, or it is also called as iterative statements. It is also called as iterative statements or repetitive statements. Repeated statements. Okay. Iteration statements, it is also called as loops, allows a set of instructions to be repeatedly executes until condition is satisfied. Okay. Whenever you want to execute the statements repeatedly, same often you want to repeatedly, then we go for the looping statements. Okay. Until some condition is satisfied, that statements will be executed. Okay. I will write one example simple program so that you will understand the looping statements. Simple example, without using, I am writing first without using loop statements. Without using the loop statements. First, I want to display 1 to 10 or 1 to 1000. Printf into a equal to 1. %d a plus plus. So, how many statements? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I want to display 1 to 100, 1 to 100 and so on, 100 times or 1000 times. I want to display 1 to 1000, 1 to 1000. So, I have to write the 1000 times. I have to write the 1000 times printf statement. If you want to display the 1 lakh times, means you have to write the 1 lakh printf statements. 1 lakh printer, it is a hard coding. It is not at all good programming. Next, second example. Second example, I want to display a table, multiplication table. Then how do you do? Hash include stdio.h void main. I want to display second table. Printf 2 into %d to into a equal to 2. A %d equal to a comma a into next I equal to 1, I plus plus. So, total you have to write the second table 10 times, 10 times, up to 10 times. So, but it is also not recommended to write. Okay. So, for this situation, now I am replacing with the loops. Just look here, instead of writing this 1000 times here, I want to write only single time, that is for I equal to for I equal to for I equal to 1, I plus plus, I is less than or equal to 1000, I plus plus. Okay. Simple. Now you can write here printf percentile d a, that's it. That's it. So, now we will display that 1000 times, 1 to 1000 is printed on the screen, 1 to 1000 is printed on the screen. Simply I am writing the only single statement, only within the single statement I am printing the 1000 times, I am printing the 1000 times by using the simple one statement, thanks to looping statements. Because of the looping statements, okay, 1000 times statements are skipped, only we have written only one printers, that is a looping statement. Okay. One of the looping statement is for loop, while loop and do while loop. There are three types of loops are available, one is for loop, while loop and do while loop. And also we will see the second example program. Now I want to display the second table. Now I want to display the second table, instead of writing this 10 times, I can write only single time, that is for I equal to 1, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus, I plus plus. Opening braces are simple printf percentile d, same star operator, asterisk operator, d equal to ampersand d backslash n a, that is 2 I, that is it. So, these are skipped, no need to write, the single statement is enough to print second table. So, simply we can close this program, it is finished. It is finished, it display in this format 2 into 1 equal to 2, next 2 into 2 equal to 4, like this. It will display 2 into 10 equal to 20, up to 1 to 10 times. Okay. So, 10 times, no need to write the 10 times, just use the loops. If you know the loops, if you are aware of the loops, it is easy for us. Okay. So, this is a looping statement example. So, that's what we are. Iteration statements, it is also called as loops, allows a set of instructions to be repeatedly executed until a certain condition is reached, until a certain condition is reached. This condition may be a predetermined as a for while loop and a do while loop. There are the three types of loops are available, iteration statements are available. One is for loop, second one is while loop, third one is do while loop. So, you can see here, if the condition is true, the series of the statements will be executed, okay, repeatedly until repeated control go back. Once the statements are executed, again control go back and check the condition. Okay. If the condition again it is true, again control the statements are executed. Okay. This is the next. We are talking about the for loop now. A for loop is a pre-tested, pre-test means before executing the statements it is tested, that is a pre-tested. A for loop is a pre-tested loop that includes three expressions in its header. One is initialization, second one is condition, third one is updation. I am sorry. First one is initialization, second one is testing the condition, third one is updating, or increment or decrement operators can be used here. It contains the three components. A for loop contains the three components. Okay. Syntax for the for loop. For initialization, condition, updation. These are the three components are there. Okay. Inside the for loop, we will write the statements here. Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3. If there is only single statement, these braces are optional. If it is only single statement, braces are optional. Braces are optional. No need to write the braces. Okay. Here first, for every for loop, these two semicolons are mandatory. Two semicolons are mandatory. Here we write the initialization, second one is condition, third one is updation. Initialization, condition, check the condition and updation. Generally in updation we write the pre-increment and post-increment operators we write. Okay. Inside the for loop we write. Don't write the semicolon after the for loop. Don't write the semicolon after the if condition, because it is a compound statements. Okay. Next, now we can see the flow chart for the for loop. Now we can see the flow chart for the for loop. First the condition is checked, first expression, next condition is checked. If the condition is false, control comes out of the for loop. If the condition is true, again this statements are executed. Statements are executed sequentially. Okay. After the last statement, again control go back. Again control go back. Okay. Again control go back. Next updation will be done. Updation means here expression 3. Expression 3 means A plus plus, I plus plus, generally we write the updations. Okay. Next, that updation is executed, again the condition is checked. Again the condition is checked. Again the condition is checked. If the condition is again true, again the next statements are executed inside the for loop. Statements are executed inside the body of the for loop are executed. Okay. Again control go backs. Okay. Next again statement expression 3 is executed. Expression 3 is executed. If the expression next condition is checked. Condition is checked. If the condition becomes false, if the condition becomes false, okay, control comes out of the for loop, control comes out of the for loop, control comes out of the for loop. Okay. This is a flow chart and this is a example syntax. So, for in for loop we use a comma expression also. If you want to write the more expression is a compound expression containing two or more sub expressions can be used by using separating with a comma operator in for loop. Example something like this. Okay, here I am using the comma operator to writing more expressions. So, as we discussed that it contains the three components, one is initialization, second one is condition or testing, third one is updation or increment or decrement we will write here. Initialization is an assignment operator, okay, it is an assignment statement that is used to set the loop control variable. Okay. Next, testing, it is a relation expression, generally we use relation expression. Relation expression means less than or greater than or not equal to, these are all comes under the relation expressions that determines when the loop exits. Next, update expression or increment or decrement expression defines how the loop control variable changes each time the loop is repeated. How the loop control variable changes each time the loop is repeated. This is the increment or decrement expression. Next, the execution of the for loop. Execution of the for loop, the for loop continues to execute as long as the condition is true. The for loop continues to execute as long as the condition is true. Once the condition becomes false, program execution resumes on the statement following the body of the for loop. Means the moment the condition becomes false, control comes out of the for loop, If the condition becomes true, statements are executed body of the for loop. If the condition becomes false, control comes out of the for loop. That is the meaning of these statements. Now, I have one note, that is I am not writing here in the above program. Here I am not writing the updation, I am missing the updation here. What happens? Leads to infinite times, leads to infinite, okay. Because every time I is 1 only, it leads to infinite, 1 only, it will not display 1000, it display up to 1 only, 1 to it leads to infinite. If updation is missing, okay. Next, what happens if I am not writing this condition is missed? What happens? It is also infinite loop. It is also leads to infinite loops because there is no condition. Every time it becomes true, every time condition is treated as true. So, every time that printf is true, so it leads to infinite loops. We need to switch off the computer, okay. So, that now we need to understand that in for loop, every for loop should contain the updation as well as the condition. Condition and updation is mandatory for the for loop. So, these are the up to looping statements we have discussed over. If the time permits, we will discuss on the next session. Okay. Thank you all. I wish you all the best. If you know the fundamentals of the basics or technical skills, it is very simple to attend the interview. I wish you all the best. Thank you.